Quite an interesting topic and very important topic that
Mm-hmm.
we haven't really touched on. So I think for me, not for me, I think for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
adult friendships when we are in schools, like friendships in general, when we're in school, we are confined to the same people in the
Mm-hmm.
same classrooms
Yeah, yeah.
for a long period of time. So we
You
kind
will
of
find,
are
yeah.
like seeing the same people over and over again, and you
Mm.
just become like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, that's how people form relationship. You keep seeing them, talking to them, and you get familiar with each other. You see some values and perspective from the other person, and that's attractive to you. Yeah,
I think it's the constant being with each other
yeah.
makes the friendship grow.
But if you don't talk to that person, you will never know.
But if
Yeah,
like let's say in a classroom when you're a student or a young
yeah,
child,
yeah.
um, there are 20 people in your classroom, just as an example.
Mm.
You constantly see that 20 people. In some way or the other, you are gonna like start talking.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be like, it's just this person gives me a weird vibe, I'm not gonna talk to you. But eventually something or the other happens, right? And you have to talk to them.
Do you have your own friend group when you were a child, like primary school student or middle
Yeah, I
school
was the
student?
popular kid, girl.
Oh. How many people are there in your friend group?
um, so I had like 20 friends in my group.
Like all of the
No, no, not
classmates.
not. That was not the example. I had like 40 people in my class, 40
Yeah.
kids, and out
Uh-huh.
of which 20 were my like. So we had like 6, 7 girls and like 8, 9 boys. Yeah, and
I
we were very like close knit together. We used to go to each
ah
other's birthday parties and go to each other's house all the time, do project works, assignments together. It was fun. I loved it.
ah.
How about you?
I only have a very intimate friend group when I was a middle school student. Yes, because four of us were both a little bit chubby,
Mm,
and yeah, we're both like anime,
mm.
and yeah, we talk a lot. We hang out with each other every day at school. No matter what we do, like no matter it's group work or PE class, we're always there together.
As continuing friendship topic, when we move to university,
Hmm.
that school friend group gets less. You are like, if you were 20, now you are what, 5 or 6 pursuing the same
Hmm.
course. Like, for example, I wanted to do something in computer science, so I went that way. Some of my friends wanted to do something in accounting and stuff, so they will move to that side. So slowly we drift apart naturally
Hmm.
because
You're doing different majors. You got
yeah,
nothing else to talk about.
yeah. And then those 5, but also you make new friends at uni because you're in the same paper, right?
Ah.
So I had this one person that was in my most of the papers with me, so I became friends with him.
Hmm.
But then once we went to work in actual real life, you have
Mm-hmm.
become an adult and you started working
Yeah.
full time.
Yeah.
That's when the actual drift happens. You are not in touch with any of your friends because there is, what are the chances you and your friend are going to work in the same corporate or work environment?
Yeah.
That's really hard.
That's
And that's
quite.
when the biggest drift happens between your friendships. Do you have any experiences like that?
Well, I got lucky because when I went to uni back in China, I became friends with these two people.
Mm.
There's three of us.
Mm.
So most of our classmates they grew up in like village or a little bit remote
Mm.
area in China. So they don't grow up in the city. But three of us we grew up in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, like a decent city. So
Yeah.
we know each other, we have similar values, similar family background. So we hang out all the time. That's the beginning of our friendship. And after graduating, one of the girl decided to pursue master, and another guy actually we ended up become very close friend because we work at the same company. We
You-
live together.
Oh,
Like just like you and me right now.
yeah.
I keep having intimate friends all the time.
So which is good. Because,
Yeah.
like, we don't work together,
Yeah.
but because we live together, we have become such close friends that if anything happens between us, either of one of us have to die.
Yeah.
Because this friendship can't end. It's a threat. Take it as a threat.
Yeah, it's very lucky we work in the same company. We're both in media, even though our major has nothing to do with media.
Yeah. But your major change might be when you move to New Zealand. You not lost, but you drifted apart from most of your friends from China.
Yeah.
You come here with one or two friends or one or two people you know. And now you have to start all over again. How was that journey for you to become and
Yeah, I
make
feel
friends?
like it's a power loss. Like you don't have your support system with you anymore. And you have to find some new ones.
Yeah.
So at first I became friend with this girl in my class.
Yeah.
I found very easy to approach her because we're similar age, and just some people when you talk to them, you just find it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a
Natural.
vibe or anything. That's how you became first. I think that is a mandatory factor for me to become friends with a guy or girl. Yeah, I need to find it easy to talk to her or him. Yeah, in the beginning, I was trying to unleash this monster inside of me by hooking up with a lot of people. And it worked actually.
You did make a lot of
Yeah,
friends.
yeah. I made one friend specifically after hooking up with him. I find it easy to talk to him. So it's better we become friends rather than hookup buddies. And I hang out with him. He asked me to hang out with him. He actually introduced me to some of his other friends, hooking up with another guy, and another guy introduced me to another group of his friends. Yeah, which I became close with.
Talking about my adult friendships, I think I am very, like, I don't know, I consider myself very picky in becoming close with everybody. I have never had like lasting friendships throughout my life. Um, all the time it's, I think maybe I am the problem with friendships. All the school friends drifted once I went to uni, and my uni friends all drifted when I went to work. So I really, like, I tried to be in touch. It's not that I did not put effort into friendship. It's just that it just did not work out. So that's how I felt, and like slowly I just thought I should move on with my life, and I did. But then I made friends through partying.
Yeah, that's how we met each other.
Yeah, we did meet each other there, but I think I was introduced to that party through a hookup as well.
Yeah.
So that person introduced me to partying in Auckland.
I tried talking to everybody. You are the only person who didn't talk it back to me.
I have resting bitch face. And you know, I can be very mean and bitchy in general.
But like how marvelous this is. Like I ended up become closest with you.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would, if you have asked me the same question, like when we first met, I would have not thought that we would become best friends ever.
Yeah.
Because like I was like, who are you? Like we used to go to parties and stuff to like make new friends or go to bars and like, you know, find some people in our community to become friends with. But now that we don't do that, how do we make friends?
First of all, I don't think I need to make a lot of friends anymore because I already have a support system that I formed with y'all. Yeah, I already had enough good friends who I can hang out with, so I don't really have to do that. But like in the meantime, I do want some new friends, but it's not necessary.
Yeah. I would like to always like meet new people, get to know them, find out about like how's their life, just to see a different perspective of people's lives in general, is what I feel. In the last 2.5 or almost 3 years of working, I met some incredible people I have worked with, and I still try and keep in touch with
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And they
that's
have become
very
like my
nice.
friends.
Yeah, that's very nice of you because normally people won't make effort to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, I
yeah,
have my work mom who doesn't really live in Oakland
yeah,
anymore. She lives
yeah,
in Rotorua.
yeah.
But so it's like whenever she comes to Oakland or whenever I'm almost close to Rotorua, we take the time and effort to like just see each other.
Hmm.
It takes like what, a little bit extra of your time,
Yeah.
but at least you're still maintaining that friendships or relations with people you care about. You have met and made a new friend that you have been talking about in the past episodes.
Oh yeah, I was just texting him. So this guy, he's very funny. He's from Japan. He's Japanese, but he speaks very fluent Mandarin.
Yeah.
Because most of my life, I don't have people who I can talk in Mandarin with. So he's like a perfect person I can hang out with.
Apart from me.
Yeah, because I can finally, I don't have to think and speak in English for a while. And
Yeah.
that's a relief for me.
At times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like I live in both worlds
Yeah.
at times. Do you feel that? Like when you go home, it's
Yeah,
another
that's
world?
yeah, it is. Like, work is completely not my mother tongue.
Yeah,
Staying with you, I don't speak in my
yeah.
mother tongue. So it's
Mm.
it's not that I practice it every day. I know it. But when I go home or speak with my family, it's the time you practice your own language. When you moved to Auckland, do you think people already had their own small group of friends?
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
and then when you try and meet them, you just be like, am I trying to push into somebody's friend group?
I think everybody has their own friend group where I couldn't blend in or I couldn't join,
Mm.
like I'm not invited.
Mm.
That's what I felt. They were like, we're doing our own thing, we're close. This is our circle. You're not supposed to come inside.
There are a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
circles like
yeah,
that in the
yeah.
community itself. I am a part of a friend group that my first cousin has, and she and her friends are close, but I'm also a part of their friend group.
Hmm.
So that feels nice. You can always like have a change of scenery in friend groups. So when you go to that kind of friends where they don't live the life I live, it just
Hmm.
feels very different.
You can finally know some women's perspective, especially like you don't have a vagina,
Oh,
you don't really
oh,
know how to think like a woman.
oh.
Yeah, they can tell you that what they think. And usually, when girls hang out with each other, they were like talking shit about their boyfriends
In
or
general, that
yeah,
happens.
their own relationship, right? But
But
these girls, they never say anything bad about their boyfriend. They're all happily in their own
own
relationship.
relationships, friendships, and relationships, who do you prioritize more?
I think what kinds of ship are relationship? I think romantic relationship is just want someone you have sex with, right? That's the only difference that make.
But you're very intimate to them as well, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this, but I actually don't prioritize romantic
No,
relationship over other
no,
relationships.
definitely. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
that should be the case.
But sometimes the society encourage you to prioritize your
They do
romantic relationship
ship
over
over friendship,
everything.
but I always believe in the fact, if anybody has watched Friends TV show,
Yeah.
where Phoebe tells Joey, and I quote, "Boyfriend and girlfriends come and go, but this
Friendship
friendship
stays
stays
forever.
forever."
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is my motto.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think I stand by it because that is so perfect. Like, you don't have to be a couple,
Yeah.
but sometimes friendships are really important.
And especially girls, like when they married with their husband, like their husband is their whole world. You
Ah,
won't be able to say this person or her baby is her whole world. Like she completely
loses her own self. Yeah.
yeah, I feel sad about that whenever I see this happen.
Changing your own authentic self for somebody else is not right. in
Yeah.
my opinion, that you're changing how you were. Now you need permission to wear what you want, do
Mm.
what you want. Like, girl, come on.
I think that's the reason why, like, gay people in China, when they are at their late 20s, where most of their friends are married
Mm.
or even trying to have children, we just stop becoming friends because most of their life is revolved around their husband,
Or
their
family.
partner, their mother-in-law,
Mm.
father-in-law, their babies, their children. You don't really get to hang out with them anymore. I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why friendship drifted apart for gay people in China.
I think one of the biggest reasons it's also hard for making adult friendships is that you have become an adult, you have started working full time.
Mm-hmm.
Once you finish work, you come home. It's just like, I am so tired.
Yeah.
And everybody else's life is busy too. It's not just your life.
Mm-hmm.
So then managing schedules, like trying to work around each other's life to
Yeah.
find that common ground, to like even find a time or a place to hang out, it becomes
Yeah.
so hard. If you want to keep that friendship, you would try and make that effort. Like, even if you don't have enough time during the week, you'll try and squeeze that 1 hour, 2 hour of coffee time with them, or like just go for a walk.
Mm.
But you still have to do that. And I think most people's life in New Zealand is revolved around their work.
Is it?
It is.
I saw we have a better work balance than most of the countries in the world.
I don't think so.
Really?
Maybe it's changing now, but in my workplace, most of them are in their late 30s to,
Yeah.
and above. Nobody is young in my
Around your age.
around my age in my
Yeah.
workplace. The people who are, they are like me. We are like very like, 5 p.m. we are going home.
Oh.
Whereas a lot of them are like still working, still like coming at the crack of the dawn, like working till like 6, 7 p.m. And you're on salary, you don't get extra for the hours you work.
Yeah.
So what's the point for me? And why are you so not efficient? Like, why are you working so much?
Really? They do that voluntarily?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a way of escaping from the fact that you don't have a life after work. Because if you're in office, like you're doing something, but if you go home, like you got nothing to do.
But then you try and find activities that you can be
But
out
they
in
don't
public.
bother to try.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then people complain like, why can't I not make friends? Like, if you start going to different places, like for example going to gym regularly at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah.
then you'll see the same people
And if you see them too often, you started
talking and you become friends.
Ah.
Like, it's the consistency and visibility.
This is my plan now. I'm gonna wear my hot speedo to swimming.
So are you looking for a date, or are you looking to make friends?
Anything?
Oh, I think major changes happens when we move to different places, is the time when we
Yeah.
lose a lot of friends in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
And trying to start from the ground to build friendships is hard.
It is hard. So after moving here, I didn't really lose touch with my old friends. They kept checking on me. I think they're also part of my friends who I will never not be friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's already very deep connection between me and them. So nothing can take that away from us, even
Yeah.
though we don't see each other too often.
Like, I
Yeah.
think, see, certain friends are like that. So I think one of my ex-colleague, or when I used to work at this place in the city, and then we were friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see her that often, but whenever we do text each other or catch up, it's like nothing has changed between the two of us.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of friendships I really enjoy too.
Like every time you see each other, even though it's not often,
Maybe
you
it's like
still
after 8
feel
months.
very easy to talk to
Yeah.
him, catching up with him or her.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt the
Like, I
same
think those are
way.
the good friendships because you don't really
Need to,
expect a lot from each
yeah,
other.
yeah. There's no burden.
No burden, yeah.
Mostly relaxed when you're with this person, this
But
group of people.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also think that we need certain number of friends that you see often,
Yeah.
because if you don't, then I guess it's just a bit sad and lonely. Unless you
Mm.
like to be by yourself all the time, like it's not
You're
wrong,
like
nothing.
introvert. But I do believe introverts want to social at times. They're not like, "Oh, I don't want to social all the time."
Yeah.
I think people are social animal.
And on that note, some thoughts that I have about adult friendship for this episode is that making friends isn't impossible.
Of course, it's
It's
not.
not.
Yeah.
It just requires more intentions and
And
consistency
and courage.
and courage.
Yeah. It's the same as looking for a partner.
Friendships are easier than finding
Yeah.
a relationship,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
of
opinion,
course, of course.
because there's less expectations when you become friends.
Yeah.
Because you're just trying to know this person.
You just like to hang out with them.
Yeah. You're not trying to get into their pants.
Because these relationship that's existing in these television show and movies, I normally find friendship more interesting than romantic relationship.
Yeah, that's why my
Yeah.
favorite movie or musical is Wicked.
Yeah,
It's not
like
about Jonathan Bailey in that movie. It's about
yeah,
Cynthia and Ariana's
yeah,
friendship.
yeah, yeah, true.
Like, you are my Glinda to my Alphaba, right? So,
Nothing has changed in me.
on that note, thank you so much once again for listening to our another episode on Atypical.
Guys,
If you like our content, please.
leave a comment, subscribe, and give us some opinions